playing Sagat, right, I've always restricted myself not playing all 8 buttons because I'm so used to playing with 6 buttons that I'm doing this type of nonsense and foolishness with my hands. And Sagat, let's say for example, his typical hit confirm will be done with either a medium punch or the hard punch. So once you get the hit confirm into a V trigger, I will do this and then quickly move my thumb over here to hit the hard punch as well as the hard kick to get the V trigger activated, you see? But sometimes I gotta do other things with my thumb. Let's say for example a throw or the V skill, you see? But when I'm in the heat of the fight, I gotta like do this number with my thumb, and my pinky is all by itself doing nothing, right? And I've noticed with Bonchan especially, when he's trapped in a corner or needs to pull off a Hail Mary situation to win the game, he'll do a hit confirm with a jab button or even a low kick button, and then he'll activate the V trigger and do his devastating combo after that, you see? With me, the way I'm playing with my fingers, the way they set up, I just can't do a jab and then reach over here to do the V trigger, you see? It's just too much. That literally takes 3 frames. Sagat's, I believe, Sagat's his light punch and light kick is either 4 or 3 frames, and by the time the animation finishes, you know, to recovery, my thumb's already over here, so it's too slow. So I switched to, you know, making the L1 button into the V trigger. So even when I hit any of these buttons, I can do this right away, and then confirming it again or do some kind of follow-up action to create a devastating combo, which worked really nice. The problem with that is the way these buttons are set up. Sometimes my hand will shift this way slightly, and then I'll end up doing this just by simple muscle memory because I think these are the 6 buttons I have to work with, and then I screw up my game. So I'm entering, let's say, a muscle memory issue where I gotta practice for a while, which I don't have any patience for anymore. And then I gotta, like, you know, get used to doing this. I mean, I got used to it somewhat, and it feels quite nice, but still, I ended up, after let's say a couple hours of playing, feeling a tension in my hand over here. So I either gotta, let's say, develop my muscles to get used to doing like this, or just pursue something else. Okay, pursue a different type of button layout. I've noticed that when I'm waiting in between rounds while the music is playing, I'm doing this number, like with my hands, just playing around until the music finishes so I can continue with my next round. So I'm doing this and I'm like saying to myself, why can't this button be over here, right? So I can do this. I don't have to stretch my hands over and have my pinky reach over here for the V trigger, but I have the button over here, and just simply have my hand float over here as I'm playing, and then go straight into the actual motion of doing a hit confirm with the medium punch, a hit confirm with the hard punch, and hitting it over here. So once I do it, you know, the combination can happen with this thumb action right there. See, and it feels very comfortable compared to just doing this, because somehow when I'm trying to move my pinky, I can't keep my ringed finger still. If you're talented enough to keep your ring finger still, please send me a video concerning that. But as you can see, even when I'm trying to keep it, you see my wife is laughing at me because my hands are stupid. You see? Like it's twitching by itself for some strange reason. Freaking stupid. So I feel that this button should have been over here to do a V trigger button. So as soon as I'm playing in the heat of the moment, boom. Hit confirm followed up by the V trigger within literally a frame's worth of time, you see? And then after that, pull off another, let's say, follow-up hit into the actual Tiger Assault move by doing this while pressing forward. I'm sure a lot of Sagat players can recognize that particular motion or the input involving the Tiger Assault. And this can probably, let's say, be applied to other types of players too, but mainly I find this to be quite advantageous to me because my hands are so large. I gotta spread my stupid fingers like this and then work with my pinky separately, which causes this finger to move, and then I get tension over here, and then I lose matches, and I get freaking frustrated, okay? So this is what I did. I went to Home Depot. Since these are regular silent Sanwa buttons, 30 millimeter, I got a 29 millimeter a hole saw to create the hole right over here, as well as a grinding type of Dremel tool bit to carve it out somewhat to make it a little bit more precise. The problem that I'm going to run into if I create a hole right over here is that the position of the hole might be over here, and there's like a piece of plastic here. This is the actual the top of the fight stick area. There's like an extra piece of plastic here which might prevent the tabs over here from making it flush with the actual top of the fight stick, if you know what I mean. So just picture it like this. I need to have the button clasp over here. We're able to see it all right? But I have this extra piece of plastic here which is going to prevent a flush mount of the actual button, as you can already see. So I'll try to kind of like put light there, so to speak. You see, I gotta create the hole, let's say, right over here where my button, where my thumb naturally lands. And kind of like, let's say, use the little grinding tool to kind of like grind out a specific section to make sure that the tab of the actual button clasps onto the actual you see that, you hear that snap? It has to snap in there to be flush, to be nice. So this is my wife's section. This is not my section. She's complaining that I'm kind of like messing with stuff, but I'm not. Okay. And I got cut on my thumb. Yeah, freaking crap, man. This thing is sharp. Okay, there's no blood, so I'm fine. Alright, so here's the actual tool for hole punching stuff. Yeah, it looks like I can put it right over here. Huh? I can situate it rather close to this, and yeah, that looks good. What do you think? Yeah, right up there. Because that's the center. Well, I already scored the plastic. Well, there you go. And I do have this extra little notch here which holds the button casing together. So let's measure it. It's a 30 millimeter hole, but there's an extra thing happening here, which is about, I don't know, 2 more millimeters on each side almost. Yeah, it'll fit. It'll be like really close. You know what? I should get the I should measure an actual circle that's 30 millimeters. So I created this little fake button right here. Looks real, right? But it's actually fake. Even hit confirming from a freaking jab, because that's such a quicker frame, and then surprise opponents with the actual follow-up. So yeah, right here should be good. So I'm going to use this rag over here to catch all the dust that's going to fall on here as I'm cutting through the actual box here. You know what's a good idea? Disconnect these wires. Yeah, it's purple. Purple for X. It's all color coded. See? See, if you just can't match the purple wire for X, just don't do this, you know? You're a freaking idiot. You know, I can't disconnect the wires because there's like a little clip which prevents it from falling out, so should be fine. Oh my gosh, it's stuck. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh. The button's not gonna fit because this is over here. see this. Yep, I gotta measure it again. So I'm glad I'm going through this step by step. The button's gonna be approximately 1.5 inches from this edge. That's about 1 inch going in. So 2.5 inches almost. Shoot. But there is space here that this profile of the button just might fit, but still, shoot. Let's measure it again. Yeah, it's about 2.5. Alright, so ran into a problem that I totally overlooked. This is the line that I can't cut through. Reason being that when you open up the actual flight stick, this is kind of like a piece of plastic that meets up with this to prevent your extra accessories from jiggling around. And there's like a little locking mechanism here, which makes the chassis clasp completely without lifting or disturbing your gameplay. So this is a no-no. I can't cut through this, so it's a shame that I have to do that. But there is light at the end of the airport tunnel, whatever you call it. There's room in here for an extra button. Right over here, you see? Look at that. Boom, right there. So there's still hope for my invention here. My V trigger invention. I can fit the button right there. The body of the button can fit in there, and the overlap lip, which is flush against the actual fight stick, can be right there. So I have to be really precise with this freaking punch hole tool with my drill to make sure it fits right there without bypassing the no cut line. Well, I have the thing attached, the hole puncher thingy attached. You see, I'm just doing guesswork to make sure that the lip of the actual Sanwa doesn't punch up against that. So, but I am leaving a considerable amount of space. It's about, I don't know, 2 to 3 millimeters out from the button, because the Sanwa body is 30 millimeters for the hole, with the lip, you know, coming out by 2 or 3 milliliters. Yeah, I'm slurring my words because I'm thinking too much. So it's kind of like right there. Let's give it a try, people. I'm not wearing goggles, so, you know, do not try this at home. And, let me just move these stupid wires over, and yeah, I want it to be like right around there and have like a lot of space around. But I want to keep it rather close to the low kick button too. Yeah, my legs are spread apart. Plus my crotch area. I don't want to poke a hole through my crotch. But all right, let's do a pilot hole. See what happens. There's a lot of clearance around the hole too. This is, and by the way, this is a 29 millimeter punch. So it's 1 millimeter less, but it's going to be a tight fit. But I think you do want that to keep the hole, you know, to keep the Sanwa button from like jiggling around. So. I felt it punched through, but no, it didn't go through. That's funny. Freaking. That's my accessories. That's my bat top, Korean bat top, and other accessories to go with my crap. But either right there. There you go. Punched it. This is kind of like metal plastic almost. Alright, seems to work. Let me get these wires out of the way so I won't cut them. Well, I do have spare wires anyway, so. Now, going to the top now. Well, that's metal. It's a little tough to get through, but it'll get through eventually. And there's melting the plastic too, which is kind of cool. This I can sand down. Looks like I ended up grinding a little closer to the buttons than usual, but I do have a Dremel tool to grind this part of the plastic out, so it's no big deal. Nice. The plexi is stuck in the saw section of this. That's why it's not cutting through all the way, so I'm gonna have to pop this out. You see, here's the plexi part that I've grinded out. Boom. That's garbage. Clean cut. Let's go. As they say online, let's go. I'm gonna stick it inside the hole. Let's cut away. Kaboom. Yep. Wires are fine. Yep. You know, if you're gonna copy this project yourself, I recommend you take out the wires. But seriously. And look at that. I didn't go past the no cut zone either. Precisely. Take this, Razer. Little cracks around the plexiglass, but so far it was a clean cut. No like gigantic cracks happening around this area. Let's take a little practice button and try to fit it in there. Yep, it'll work. It's a little tight, but what I have to do is grind around this area to make it a little bigger. Let's remove this cut over here. Use this to oh, the wires were there too. That's nice. Gotta pay attention next time. So as I'm playing, boom. V-trigger button's right over there for instant access versus me stretching my finger all the way across. I need like a little bit more space to make this fit perfectly. So I have some sandpaper that I'm just gonna simply make it smooth and wedge it out. I'm going to take this little mini Dremel grinding tool and just pretty much smooth out this area about a ½ millimeter more to make the button fit properly. Now, the bore is so tight, it's off by literally a millimeter, or maybe even a ½ millimeter, which is bigger than a, what's the next measurement past millimeter? Centimeters bigger, it's millimeter. I don't know, nanometer, I don't care. I'm grinding this down so it can be flush here. and it's almost there. It's almost fitting in exactly to where I want it to be. I took the button cap off so I can keep the dust out of the plunger area. This is a regular Sanwa button. This is the silent button. I'm just gonna keep as a nifty spare. I'm gonna keep over here for now. But in terms of this button, this is the noisy regular Sanwa button. I'm using all silent buttons. There's my wife was complaining about me pressing the buttons too hard. But so after much grinding, I'm gonna put the button cap on top of the. Hear the difference? Let's fit it in. Now, the thing is, next time I gotta get a 30mm thing. That was just a pain in the butt. It should fit now, hopefully. I'm gonna make sure the tabs are on this side. So pretty much make it go all the way down, and there you go. Yeah, but now I gotta grind this part over here just a little bit on this side. It's like it's not going all the way down, it's meeting up against here, the other button, just slightly. You see? So I'll just mark it right there, I guess. You know, I'll just grind it next to the tab. Make the tab kind of like the. No, I can't. It has to be this way. Right. It's a little snug, but it works, you know. See, this is the section I have to whittle away to make it fit there. You know, I should have the blade pointing away from me. Last time I freaking cut myself with an X-Acto knife, I was bleeding forever. You see how flat that is right there? All right, here we go. Here we go, peoples. I'm gonna make this fit. Ooh, I snapped my hand in between the freaking the controller bit me. You heard the snap, right?
Yes.
There it is. Yep, and it clasped perfectly. Look at the bottom. Well, that's my indication that I've successfully hit the V trigger button. You see? Yeah, these buttons I'm going to replace with new orange ones to match the orange color for this beautiful. But for now, I'm just going to work with these buttons for now, and maybe I'll go to Focus Attack or some other. Actually, Focus Attack I've been chopping out all the time. You get like little, like maybe like orange and red buttons to complement the second thing right there, you know? Shout out to all my Sagat Mains. But yeah, that works. Let me clean it up now. Alright, cool. And there you go, peoples. Now I'm just going to reconfigure my controls. My V trigger is going to be from over here to over here now. So as I'm playing, pretty much instant hit confirm right after right into the V trigger like that. So yeah, that works. Holy cow! Finally.